talk about whether you are an asset or a liability. So what's an asset person? An asset person is someone who brings value to everything around them. They produce more than they consume. They make a positive impact on the people that they encounter and connect with. They approach their life and their work with a positive attitude that doesn't accept excuses, that has a mindset towards growth as well as overcoming obstacles, performing at their best in all capacities, figuring out the puzzles and challenges that are before them and taking advantage of the opportunities that are around them so that they can help themselves and others. And a liability is someone who's negative, who doesn't have confidence in themselves, who is consuming more than they produce, is not leaving a more positive, lasting impact on their environment and the people around them. Someone who is weighed down by huge amounts of baggage or excuses, justifications for their failures, resentments that they have towards outside factors and people that they feel are the reason that they're not ahead. A liability is that person on your team who just doesn't take coaching and that doesn't seem to want to change, even though you're giving them pieces of advice that you know will work for them if they just kind of open themselves up to it. A liability is that person on your social media feed who every interaction with them is always contrary, and not contrary in a way that like, hey, we're going to have a great disagreement, we're going to have a nice debate where both of us come away learning. So someone who's not disagreeing or being contrary with you just simply to present the devil's advocate point of view, but someone who actually is in every experience kind of a mental and emotional drain on you, or you are on them. And so, it comes down to what I tell employees is asset and liability behaviors, and the greater balance of which you have determines really who you are and how people see you. Because the truth is, every single one of us is an asset and a liability at different times and for different things. And that's the truth. We've all had days or times or situations where we know we are not giving our best, we are not at our best, we're consuming more than we produce, we're not leaving a lasting impact around the people around us. And we also know that there's times where we are coming from a sense of, I want to be better, I want to do better, I want to help. And quite often that comes down to things like comfort zone and strengths and weaknesses, talents and motivation drivers, and those kind of things. What I find more and more though is the difference between people that are on the path towards being successful, and the difference between people that aren't, is that the people that are on the path towards success are spending more time making conscious decisions that put them in that asset category and not the liability category. And the difference between those who are on the path to success and those who are masters of success, from everything that I can see, and I'm not one of those yet, is that they make a conscious decision in all aspects of their life, almost like treating it like a job, to literally be an asset in every single area and develop any area that they feel is a liability to them or others. And I think that comes from a certain level of internal confidence and drive, but also a lot of learned victories along the way, right? Through failure. Someone who might have had 16 different failures in the past, but now they have 8 victories to match, and that level of confidence has allowed them to then become an asset in other areas that they weren't previously. So they're developing that mastery over time. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think that in every given situation, in every given day, you know the reason that I say that this is the undecided state is because at any moment you can kind of press the reset button and start changing who you are for the better. And that doesn't mean change who you are, but what it does mean is bring out the best person that you are inside, the person that you were actually meant to be. before life beats you up, before you kind of let yourself stop focusing on being a positive impact on yourself and others, in some ways at least. And so that to me is one of the most important lessons that we can learn. And I wanted to impart it today because there is someone out there right now, I'm sure, that's listening to me, or maybe will stumble upon this video, or maybe stumble upon my website, and actually be in a place where they need to hear this, that you are both an asset and a liability. And it's the choices that you make to exude and take action upon, either being your asset behaviors or your liability behaviors, that will determine really who you are and where you end up. So if you're not happy where you are, if you know you can do better, if you know you've got more potential in you, then start focusing on what does it mean to be an asset and not a liability, and what does what does the world and the people around you need from you that you can provide, and what do you need from yourself, and what strengths and asset behaviors do you have that you can already build upon, and what areas that you know about yourself that are liabilities can you start developing that you feel are at least close enough to your comfort zone that you're courageous enough to take that first step into the unknown and start addressing them. So without any further ado, have fun, take care, take action, and post a comment below, or even subscribe if you enjoyed this. But either way, I hope you got some value from this today. Have an awesome